line today. No Bailey Savio for the Greyhounds, yet Chris Catone, who had just one face-off all of last season, gets the first call, mucked it up for a while. Utah ends up coming away with the opening face-off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, Glenn, how Loyola handles this adversity early in the season. Chris Catone, highly touted, changes up your wing play. It may change up your personnel. It may change your strategy. We'll have to see how this unfolds, but Coach Vakeness is one of the best in the game.
No doubt.
I'm assuming this will be a very easy transition.
Of course, Stevie Vakeness has done nothing but coach quality face-off specialists here at Loyola. Patra loses it, still on the turf, not able to get back up, trying to get the ball. He does track it down. Still plenty of time on the possession clock after the reset. Loyola, ooh, good drive. Right in front, what a dodge, what an effort, what a score for Evan James, who picks. How about this, you got a team, 3 captains, Chris, they're all sophomores for Utah.
Well, that speaks to their leadership and the program that is growing. Glenn, Loyola, Utah was in a zone to start the game. It'll be interesting to see how long they stay into this.
How do you expect Loyola to combat it?
Well, I think at this stage, Glenn, Loyola has certain set plays that they utilize on zone offense. Sometimes it's a deviation of their man-up play.
That's a pretty effective set play.
Sometimes, Glenn, it's you bring a guy down the middle and you just feed it to him.
That's what they did.
And Loyola really jamming things up, so to speak, Glenn, in front and behind the cage to try to set up that lob pass over top. Nice defense there by Utah to negate the pass.
That last goal scored by Higgins. Boy, he has really come on, hasn't he? Impressive youngster. Shot, was that deflected? Or is that just fired well wide by Bateman?
If it wasn't deflected, I think you want to tell everyone that it was.
Yeah, sure. We're going to say it was deflected for sure. Lindley sends it back out up top. Oh, wide open in the middle. Turnaround shot and score. Talk about effective offense.
Well, that's great offense.
Continues to make big plays for Loyola.
So another tough angle here for the Utah defense. Loyola starting to dodge in the far right corner. Makes the slides much more difficult. Nice job there.
Yeah, Olmstead will back it out. Open in the middle. Couple of fakes and then pulling the trigger with some heat, Riley C.
Nice job there by Riley C. I thought he had waited too long and maybe did too much. A natural left-hander shows his ability, though, to cross over and go to his right with the old-school bouncer, Glenn, that you don't see a lot.
The 3rd goal of the year for the junior from South Carolina. Just a rifle that the goalie doesn't expect, right?
You got that right. Matt Hughes on the wing. That's a little bit different for Loyola than last week.
And we have been told there could be some double polling today. Pacheco not able to get that all the way in and finally breaking the seal for Utah. Cole Brams. Face off, get off. MJ McMahon. And it's Bradbury who sends it back behind. Utes trying to inch back in. Of course, Loyola had a 4-1 lead a week ago. And will stay with Utah. Sam Schaefer was smart to race out, but Jordan Hyde able to back it up.
No slide there by Loyola, letting Higgins stay on an island, so to speak. Higgins doing a nice job not letting them get to the interior of the defense.
Worth pointing out what a season Bradbury is having so far. At least 4 points in each of their first 3 games. 7 goals, 7 assists. This is a freshman we're talking about.
Well, he's a freshman that's demonstrating that he's now the leader in the offense. As Utah converts for their 2nd goal with a miscue on how Loyola wanted to play that behind, Glenn.
And that makes it 4-2 with 2:51 to play in the first quarter. And for Loyola, of course, as soon as I say that Tyler Bradbury was off to a slower start.
Yeah, it starts with possession behind. Higgins on ball, wires for some.
Travel 30,000 miles during the course of this season, you know, in a global pandemic.
That's some great points, though, Glenn. Travel points.
Yeah, that's a good point. Evan James, off the post, but it trickles in.
Evan James going for that 2-time goal there, Glenn, as he does a nice job again. Evan James, great balance, great feet. Has the ability, the quickness, and the durability to get top side, but then the balance to get inside on his defenseman and then convert. As you see here, nice job getting top side, quick inside roll. Off the goalpost.
This half is for Utah.
Utah starts in just a basic 3-3.
Did not convert when they had the 60-second extra man because nice play by John Raley. Still 6 of 11 on the year, though. Still ever dangerous. Tyler Bradbury, 3 extra man goals on the season. Good movement. Tough angle. Schaefer gets a piece. Will it get to the end line? Just barely.
10 seconds left on the penalty. I think that you summed it up well, Glenn. Great movement, not a great angle on that shot.
Try to use the, oh, what a find in front and the easy turnaround goal. That. Field now drops it to Swindell. Swindell. Is it something that Utah's doing to Lindley and Olmstead, Chris? Turnaround shot from Bateman. Held on to, does not have to get all the way back. Swindell picks it up.
I think it's been more so, Glenn, the style of play at this point.
Okay.
And the opportunities that have arisen for, more so at this point, Evan James than anyone else.
Patra, now back to X. 24 on the possession clock. In front, Lindley says, that's enough of being quiet today.
Well, right on cue, as we were talking about Lindley and Olmstead being uncharacteristically quiet, Lindley gets top side. I think we'll see it in the replay. It looked as if he drew 2 and continued to progress towards the cage with no slide.
First goal of the day for Lindley, 8th of the season for all 8 of his points.
Loyola now on a break. They do have numbers if they choose to take advantage of it.
Lindley racing in. Boy, he gets that much space, you almost assume it's going to be in the back of the net.
Utah unorganized there. They let Lindley get to the middle of the field. Maybe didn't recognize who had possession. Lindley probably had 1 or 2 more steps if he wanted it.
Olmstead in front. Oh my gosh! Well covered, and he still fires it home.
Well, it's almost as if they heard us, Glenn, and Lindley and Olmstead decided that.
A minute ago, he gets in front. Boy, no angle whatsoever. Still nearly does something with that. And we've seen time and time again, Lindley does not need much of an angle.
He does not. And again, it's not only his hands, Glenn, it's his feet. It's his body positioning that gets him in the right place to get that release.
Cox sets the screen. Olmstead backs it up. Now wants to charge in front. Denied. Still on the turf. You got a whistle.
Oh,
that got through. Oh, my.
Well, that's similar to the goal he scored against Richmond, correct? When he came around right-handed and scored one-handed. Difficult to see from up here how that got in. Anxious to see that on the replay.
And we weren't the only ones that were fooled.
Yeah, we weren't. I was going to say, Glenn, there is a vicious battle going in on the inside as well. As you see, Olmstead hits the upper right-hand corner with the dive and away from the goal mouth, which is important these days.
That's a great point. We saw one wiped off for Lindley last week, and we're going to watch where it burned. Worth pointing out, Bailey Savio was pursuing some career records. Bounce shot by Swindell. Saved. Picking it up, Lindley. He's denied. Oh, that's spectacular.
Well, I don't know what was more spectacular, the saves or then the outlet pass. Fantastic play there by Jones.
Right out in transition, an opportunity. Good movement. Bradbury swings it back to the middle. Turnaround shot. Oh, over the shoulder. Josh Rose.
Boy, that was beautiful cross there by Utah, Glenn. And I don't know where to start. Like, great offense by Loyola getting things going. Fantastic save. But the outlet pass on the money, Tom Brady-like. Loyola then is organized defensively. But Utah does a great job with their spacing to ultimately convert to get it now to a score of 8-4.
Very impressive, Mr. Rose.
Soft touch there on the outlet. Great job maintaining poise.
And you're right, this really was settled.
Slow break. Partridge does a nice job getting back in. Loyola's still in great shape. Just a great shot there.
McCreary, mentioned earlier, one-time Loyola commit, ended up going to Notre Dame, now transferring to Utah. Bradbury still looking for his first goal. Wires has been all over him.
Nice job there by Peyton Rizanko on the switch.
Recovering.
But then able to recover, stay balanced defensively.
Still 35 on the possession clock and a great dodge in front. Utah's feeling it right now to start this third quarter.
Glenn, I don't want to take anything away from the dodge, but it was really a mistake by Rizanka. Makes a good play, and then that's an ill-advised play with a half slap, off-balance poke check behind. That gives Utah just enough of advantage to get a step. As you'll see, it starts with this slap check. He's out of balance.
Up this year.
That can take a little while to get going.
Opponents just 4 of 15 man up against Utah.
Loyola starts off in a 1-3-2, making that transfer pass up top to Olmstead difficult.
Olmstead gets it back. He's got a shot. He rips it. It's wide.
13 seconds left on the extra man advantage for Loyola.
Patra back out in front. Swindell swings it back to Olmstead, and Olmstead stings the corner.
And to me, Glenn, that space gets open because of concern about Lindley on the inside. As you see, they have Lindley dragging towards each pass, and there's such a concern about his ability to get open and handle. To me, look, that created the opportunity there for Olmstead. And sometimes man-up situations don't have to be that confusing. Sometimes it's a pass and quick pass back. As you see, Loyola with
3 on the day with the extra attacker.
Let's earmark that series, though, Glenn. Loyola scores here. That's a critical point in the game.
And I don't disagree whatsoever. Chance for Utah to get back within 3.
You see Liam Bateman, he loves jamming the pipes. He loves dodging to the pipes to try to get that left hand on the inside.
James, open in front. Not going to miss this time. Aidan Olmstead is having himself a day.
Well, what you're seeing is a Utah defense that still continues to be overly concerned about the athleticism of Loyola and their ability to score from different angles, resulting for a lot of openings on the inside.
Olmstead's 4th on the day. Loyola has extended the lead to 10-5 in this 3rd quarter. Utah still has an opportunity to try to claw their way back into it, but time's starting to become a factor. See some aggressive defending. Peyton Razanka trying to make something happen. And that's just going to trickle behind Sam Schaefer. He had it at first, but couldn't find it.
Well, you know, Razanka shorted Wasserman on the face-off and then stayed in that. It's a lot to ask, but the challenge there was Razanka wasn't able to keep Wasserman from getting to the middle of the field, which then creates all kinds of problems. As you saw, 3 defensemen get sucked in. That's where the problem starts. Right now, this is almost a 5-on-5 game. Now Loyola's up 6-5 as McNulty stays. McNulty gets the ball.
Thought about it instead. Give McNulty an assist as Evan James gets his 4th of the day.
I mean, you couldn't have scripted, Glenn, how to play that or coach to that better as Loyola forced Utah into making a decision. They opted to sub out quickly. Loyola recognized, and you see McNulty then become an offensive threat.
First point of the year for Ryan McNulty. For Evan James, matches Olmstead with his 5th point of the game, 7th goal, 10th point of the season. This thing with Evan James on attack seems to be working out.
Here we go again, same scenario.
And McNulty's racing on, saying, look.
The difference there is where Loyola was when they tried to get the offense started from the last time.
So now
back was to the cage, difficult to see what was going on.
Now the substitution comes on, but there's only 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock. In front, doesn't matter when you got Aidan Olmstead.
Just a steady dose today of dodging from behind, either solo or with a pick or from the wing, over and over and over again by Loyola.
Olmstead's 5th on the day.
And the great thing about Olmstead is he dodges with his head up, so he's always a threat to either score or assist. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to do a lot of things really well consistently and make it more difficult for the team to beat you than for you to beat yourself.
And obviously those teams are just going to keep getting better as the season goes on as well. Higgins finds Bateman back to the middle, and Lindley thought he was losing his balance there for a second.
And this is a dangerous slipping point for Utah, as you can feel it slipping away. Still with 10:31 left to go here in the 4th. A team that may be a little tired. You're seeing Loyola now almost do what they want at will as Utah opts to make a goalie substitution.
They're going to bring in Connor Holison. We'll watch this Lindley goal one more time.
This is where he lives. This is his home. He gets it on the inside, and you can see. And this is still a great learning opportunity for Utah. You know, it doesn't appear that today
Schaefer gets that one.
is going to be their day, but they can still learn a lot, not only for this season, but for many seasons to come, as you've seen Loyola now with a 4-on-3.
McNulty, not afraid, pushes it out. That shot deflected. Olmstead was trying to get McNulty another assist. McNulty not racing off.
What do you think was going through Hollison's mind as he just gets into the game? You have Olmstead getting ready to let one rip.
Well, I was actually wondering if he was afraid that it was going to be McNulty. You can't let a long pole score when you just get into the game, right? You can't do that. And then in front, Evan James says, I want to get a 5th today, too.
And I'm going to say it and say it again, Glenn. Steady diet of pressing the defense from behind. Yep. Oftentimes on bad angles or no angles, Loyola showing the ability to still convert. As to your point, Evan James is quickly becoming a star on this Loyola attack.
8 goals over the last 2 weeks for Evan James.
Starts with just bad positioning there by number 5.
Action. Imagine.
Let's see if you're loyal. Let's see if you can get some things going from your midfielders. You know, we see what the attack can do, but to your point about beating the great teams, a balanced attack never hurts. Let's see if we can start getting some confidence into.
That's a great point.
The midfielders.
12 of the 14 goals today from the attackers, and hey, ask and you shall receive, right? Adam Patra gets in on the action.
Yeah, Patra, the sophomore midfielder from the Hill Academy in Whitby, Ontario. Nice to see him get on the board. Started there by a great play by Riley Cox as he gets to the middle of the field and draws the double.
First goal of the season for Patra. Cox's first assist on the season, 2nd point on the year. Make it 15. It's definitely always tough. I think I'm pointing out the national recognition, particularly Army. People are aware just how dangerous the Patriot League can be. Bradbury still without a goal today. Had 7 coming in through the first 3 games. Running shot. And that'll break the snide for the Utes here in the 4th quarter. Make it 15-7.
Well, I think if when Schaefer watches this, he's going to want to have this back. His body position was not great. As you see, he's a step late.
For back to the top, try it one more time. Hagan, the freshman, he scored earlier in the extra man.
Great defense there by Matt Higgins.
Not going to get a shot off. Be a shot clock violation. Quick restart for the Greyhounds. 6 minutes to play. Razanka, good ball movement. Wide open in the middle. Kevin Lindley's got a hat trick.
Again, it's just textbook slow break.
With 2:27 to play in the 4th quarter. This is 4th goal of the season. Hounds were challenged in the first half.
Great job there by Will Sherwood on that ground ball.
And how about that? Adam Wagner gets on the board.
Well, it started really with Will Sherwood getting a really tough ground ball, carrying it himself, and then finding Wagner open for the conversion.
Tell how much that means to Wagner's teammates. What a moment for him. 19-7 Greyhounds now.
See, Sherwood's a guy that
store.com. 19-7, under 2 minutes to play. Sherwood's first point of the season. Greyhounds ball again. Got a bunch of other players who'd like to get in the box score. What's a day like today do for a program, Chris?
Which program?
Well, it's the Loyola program. To have everybody feeling good. Najee Taylor into the game. Feed in front, and there's another. Najee Taylor will get a point out of that.
Well, I think to that point, Glenn, you kind of speak to it. It's a great way to keep guys who maybe not playing a lot, who are not accustomed to playing a lot, feeling as if they're still a part of the team and they're part of the solution by getting in, but not only getting in, but actually being productive. It's great for team chemistry.
Riley C. with the hat trick today. 5 goals for all 5 of his points on the year.
For guys like Riley C., it's a way of getting him more confidently where things will go better than they have today. And it's not that things have gone poorly.
Right.
It's just not what Loyola has been accustomed to from a face-off standpoint.
To that point, Pacheco 8 of 17, Catone 4 of 9. McGillicuddy got in for a few as well, 2 of 4 at the face-off dot. Penalty killed off. 20 seconds on the possession clock, just 26 seconds remaining in the game.
Loyola shifts to a zone.
Utah trying to get one more here. They will. 19.4 seconds remaining.
We have new personnel in
In the closing seconds. Looks like they'll be content to let the clock run out. It was competitive, but Loyola piles on here in the second half as they win 20-8 over Utah to improve to 2-1 on the season. The Utes dropped to 2-2. Chris Gunkel ended up being a pretty good day for the Greyhounds.
Well, I think it was a great day for Loyola in a number of respects. Always great to get a win. I think there was some concern coming into this game. How would Loyola react coming off that game against disappointing loss against Virginia? And then you had an opportunity to play a lot of new players in new spots, get them some experience, but also to see how they perform under pressure.
You know, our questions before the game, was Utah ready to take the next